Hello everybody, my name is Bich Ha. I'm currently 11 years old. I'm from class 6A10 from Thanh Chung Secondary School. And today I'll be doing a book review on the book The Forest Planter by Giono. This book was actually recommended to me by my literature teacher, and it's one of the few books I actually picked up, finished, and enjoyed. Now a little bit about this book. This book is really fast-paced, and it's told through the perspective of one of the side characters. I really enjoyed this book and story because it has really interesting character background stories, and an interesting plot line. It's one of the few reasons why I favorited this specific book. Moving on to the summary for The Forest Planter. This book takes place in the Alps. Our traveler, one of the side characters, is traveling through the hottest desert on Earth. This desert used to be a really luscious green forest, but due to human activity, it's now turned into a barren wasteland. Now, by some miracle, our traveler meets the old man that is the forest planter, formerly known as Bufir. Now, the traveler asks Bufir for a place to stay during the night, and the old man agrees because he's really humble. They both go back to Bufir's house. Now, at dinner time, we see a glimpse of the old man's habit through the perspective of our traveler here. Now, every dinner, we know that the old man will pull out a bag of seeds and start separating those seeds to good and bad. Intrigued by this specific habit, the traveler asks the old man why he does that. And the old man explains that he's trying to replant the forest. In the past few years, he's planted over 2,000 tree seeds, but he only estimates that about 1,000 will grow into healthy trees. Even though he only has a few years of his life left, he's still determined to replant the forest and change the fate of the desert. Proud and really interested in the old man's ideas, the traveler wished him luck, and the next morning, the traveler says goodbye to the forest planter, not knowing that after a few years, he returned back into a really luscious green forest. Now, my favorite part of this book is actually the last page where it describes the old man's death in one sentence. It reads, in the year 1947, Eldred Buffier, his real name, closed his eyes one last peaceful time in an old hospital in Bendon. I really like that sentence because I've grown a connection to the old man in only 52 pages, so that last page was a bit emotional for me. This book has inspired a lot of people to go out and actually care for the environment for once. It's one of the big sponsors for a lot of environmental problems and solutions. I regularly read this book because it's really comforting and cozy for me. This is the end of my book review. I hope some of you guys will go out and read this book if you haven't. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.